Can you hear it? All right, he'll be back in now. He'll be back in now.
The DP World Tour is in Kenya as the international swing continues in this colourful, vibrant part of Africa. It's the 56th edition of the magical Kenya Open, a championship boasting the great Severiano Ballesteros among its roll call of past winners. Our host venue is Muthaiga Golf Club in Kenya's capital, Nairobi. Welcome to the final round of the magical Kenya Open, presented by ABSA. Another beautiful day here. Once again, breeze is going to be a factor out there. Tyrrell Hatton leads the current Race to Dubai rankings. It is event 5 of 7 in the international swing. From here, we travel to South Africa for the South African Open and the Joburg Open. Here is the man who lies in second place going into the final round, and in second place projected if he were to finish second on the Race to Dubai rankings as well, if that makes sense. But if he wins today, he can actually climb above, he will actually climb above Tyrrell Hatton. Jacques Kruijswijk, who's ahead by 1, will move inside the top 10 with a victory here. It would be a breakthrough win on the DP World Tour for the South African. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Jamie Spence and Anthony Johnston.
Hello, everybody. Spency here. Looking forward to the day. What a day. And the weather this week. Unbelievable.
And TJ just checking for sound. I'm here.
Ooh, look at Freddie's shot go. Birdie, eagle, eagle, birdie start to the back 9. To move it to 9 under. John Morgan, Iona Stephen, are you there? Negative. I was going to go what?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Hi, Iona.
Hello, hello.
Hi, Di. We got you.
No, gone back to my cap. I was getting abused about the other hat, so I've gone back to the cap.
Hello, Anna. Hearing you nicely.
Got you, but Crewy, I'm hearing a lot of Crewy. Let's hear the commentators again. Feels like
TJ to Iona.
Spency.
Oh yeah, it's all sounding fine. Is your
Croy, speak again for me, please, bud. No, he's pretty normal.
pretty normal relative to the commentators?
Can I get 2 cappuccinos to take away, please? There you go. Can I get 2 cappuccinos to take away? Take away cups? Thank you very much.
Croy, will my interview with Marcel Schneider be pre-recorded? Okay.
When I look back, when I had a lot of wedges, it was like I was just over the back or just short. You know, like maybe I went a bit too aggressive and not give myself more like 15, 20 footers. But when you know there's not many birdie chances, you sort of, when you get a wedge, you want to try and get one in close. And then I didn't really hold anything either, so. But I'm pretty happy the way I played. Even just hitting wedges, like just a simple wedge, like sometimes it goes through the wind, into wind, and then even downwind it gets knocked out the sky and goes nowhere. So there's a little bit of guesswork, but hopefully. When I look back, when I had a lot of wedges, it was like I was just over the back or just short. You know, like maybe I went a bit too aggressive and not give myself more like 15, 20 footers. But when you know there's not many birdie chances, you sort of, when you get a wedge, you want to try and get one in close. And then I didn't really hold anything either, so. But I'm pretty happy the way I played. Even just hitting wedges, like just a simple wedge, like sometimes it goes through the wind, into wind, and then even downwind it gets knocked out the sky and goes nowhere. So there's a little bit of guesswork, but hopefully I can do a bit better tomorrow.
Yeah, look, it was super breezy out there today, but I played a really good game plan around this golf course. I wasn't over aggressive, as you could see. Yeah, look, it was super breezy out there today, but yeah, look, it was super breezy out there today, but super breezy out there today.
For sum it up for us.
Yeah, look, it was super breezy. Yeah, look, it was super breezy out there. Look, it was super breezy out there today, but I played a really good game plan around this golf course. I wasn't over aggressive, as you could see, that last couple. So, I mean, I rolled a couple in, which is great. It's always nice, but I just played super consistent, and my mindset's been really good this whole week, so I'm ready. So yeah, it was tricky to get it around the golf course, but again, like I said, I wasn't over aggressive. Played super consistent, and my mindset's been really good this whole week, so I'm ready. So yeah, it was really good this whole week, so I'm ready. So yeah, it was tricky to get it around the golf course, but again, like I said, I wasn't over aggressive on the tee boxes. I was leaving it a little bit short. If I was going to miss it, I was missing it in the right spots. Look, it was super breezy out there today, but I I played a really good game plan around this golf course. I wasn't over aggressive, as you could see, that last couple. So, I mean, I rolled a couple in, which is great. It's always nice, but I just played super consistent, and my mindset's been really good this whole week, so I'm ready. It was tricky to get it around the golf course, but again, like I said, I wasn't over aggressive on. Look, it was super breezy out there today, but I played a really good game plan around this golf course. I wasn't over aggressive, as you could see, that last couple. So, I mean, I rolled a couple in, which is great. It's always nice, but I just played super consistent, and my mindset's been really good this whole week, so I'm ready. It was tricky to get it around the golf course, but again, like I said, I wasn't over aggressive on the tee boxes. I was leaving it a little bit short. If I was going to miss it, I was missing it in the right spots. So, yeah, I played super smart today, and I'm very happy.
Very good. Great job. Thank you.
The DP World Tour is in Kenya as the international swing continues in this colourful, vibrant part of Africa. It's the 56th edition of the magical Kenya Open Championship, boasting the great Seve Ballesteros among its roll call of past winners. Our host venue is Muthaiga Golf Club in Kenya's capital, Nairobi. Welcome to the final round of the magical Kenya Open, presented by ABSA. It's another beautiful day here in Nairobi, blue skies and sunshine. Once again, a little bit of breeze out there. That is sure to be a factor. We are tournament 9 into the Race to Dubai season. Tyrrell Hatton leads the rankings after his victory at the Hero Dubai Desert Classic, the first Rolex Series tournament of the year. And we are 5 tournaments into the international swing. John Parry, who led at the start of yesterday's play, dropped back by just a spot and is projected to rise to second in the Race to Dubai rankings if he finishes second. If he wins today, he will climb above Hatton and he will be the Race to Dubai leader. Jacques Kreiswijk is the man out in front. He leads John Parry by a single stroke with a round to go, hunting a first DP World Tour title. Kreiswijk would jump over 70 spots into the top 10 of the Race to Dubai rankings with a victory here today. And if you look at the trees there, look at the flag once again. As I say, the breeze is going to be a factor at Muthaiga. We have very much enjoyed this course over the last few years. It's fairly tight, it's tree-lined. That's how it looks on the leaderboard. Freddie Schott of Germany making an early move. 6 under par, still 6 holes to go. Jaden Shaper with an early birdie as well. Kreiswijk by 1 from John Parry. Then it's Hermes at 10 under par. Benjamin Hebert got in at 11 under yesterday, but I'm afraid Benjamin incurred a penalty for inadvertently breaking the rules over at the 4th hole. If you were watching, you may remember he pushed his drive into the thick rough and tried to remove a couple of twigs. Got on the wrong side of the rules officials there and was penalised 2 shots as a result. So he's got more work to do if he is going to claim a first DP World Tour title. Chel Gerbach, one of the early starters today, round in 65, 64 for former champion Jorge Campillo. So it looks like there's a score out there today. Dom Hollier alongside Tony Johnston and Jamie Spence for this final round. And gents, it may be that those early scorers have got in before the breeze has picked up. We'll wait and see, but it promises to be an exciting final round.
Yeah, no doubt about it. The course is the winner this week. The flags are tucked away. They pushed a few of the tees up, so it is gettable. But, however, you've got to be on your A game, as is this man, Freddie Schott. Birdie at 13, another birdie.
Well, that was fairly explosive. Bit of work to do on the return.
It's climbed 30 spots at the moment on that leaderboard, so plenty of Race to Dubai points he could grab hold of. Let's take you around some of the course and show you some of the pin positions out there today.
Yeah, they've got some beauties, as Jamie said, tucked away. First hole up on a little plateau on the right, little flattish area, but you've got to make sure you get it up above the tier that runs across the middle of the green. Second hole also up on the right, tight, narrow green.
Difficult start, 1 and 2. Not so many birdies enough. There's only 1 hole playing over par actually on the front nine. That's a 6th. The rest are under par. But you've got to be on it, because if you just miss this on the short side, you are not going to get up and down here. But of course, the chasers, they can just attack, can't they, with the less breezy conditions. This is the short par for 3rd.
Flag way back left today. Just don't go long. You hit it long, you leave yourself an issue. So a tough one to get at, and the tee shot's fairly important. You've got to be on the short grass to have a go at that flag. And 7, very pretty. Quite a few of these little ponds and lakes on the course, and well, look at that pin. Oh my.
Yeah, 5 on. We saw Marcus Schinnel hit a massive drive, didn't we, down there earlier?
Yeah.
Into the breeze as well. He could have reached with a better 5 iron, we reckoned. Incredible 600-yarder.
And 9, another sort of risk and reward hole. A couple of the guys have driven it quite close to the green, but look where they've got that flag way back there above the tier in that change of grain. Got to be quite careful today where you leave your approach shots. Leave yourself the best putt. Because these greens are medium pace into the grain, but you get down grain and downhill, they are slippery.
Yeah, look how narrow they are. The width of them at the back there, it's about 10 paces. This is not your normal golf course.
And 10, as you would expect, with a pond. Flag just over it. It is downwind, and these guys go in with mid-irons at best if they catch the fairway. But even then, even with a mid to short iron, that is a scary approach shot. A lot of guys will be beyond that flag. There is no doubt about that.
It looks a little bit more difficult from there from the fairway side, doesn't it? It looks like the pins on that wall.
Looks like the pins in apartment 4B.
And this is 18, pin way on the left-hand side. It's been on the right, so it's difficult to get to. But on the left, you've got a sneak here. There'll be a few eagles on this 18 today. However, it's still difficult. It's sort of the bailout area if the pin's on the right. So they've been used to playing to that area of the green.
So that gives you a feel for the course. Some of the pin positions out there today, some gettable, some a little trickier. Our final two ball, that'll be Kreiswijk and Parry will be off in just under 45 minutes time. Dion Hermeshuis, hunting a first win, will play alongside Benjamin Hebert. Then it's Schneider and Gregorio De Leo, who's got a card through the qualifying school, out together as well. This is Jamie Rutherford, who won on the Hotel Planet Tour, formerly the Challenge Tour, recently at the first. He's found the fairway.
Perfect spot as well for Rutherford. Trying to just chop one into the right side of the green. Get out of there, get out of there. Oh, it's good now. Doesn't come in from the left, does it?
Back to 13, and Freddie shot with his return putt after a very aggressive first effort. And the way he's going, why not give it a go? And that was faultless. Nice 4 birdies, and the eagle has vaulted him right into a tie for 4th place at the moment.
All right, let's wander back towards the first tee, because game 30, the 12:10 tee time, are pretty close to getting underway. There's Hao Tong Lee, who won the Commercial Bank Qatar Masters a couple of weeks ago. A very emotional victory for him. Had 1 or 2 breaks on Sunday to collect a 4th DP World Tour victory. Very nearly didn't make it through to the weekend. In fact, he held a few good putts on Friday to make it the right side of the cut. He's at 7 under, 7 back.
Lemke beyond the flag at 1. From about there it gets slippery and just keeps trundling on, but that's a very good effort. Not an easy one to read.
Second green, Jin. Well, he took 8 down the last yesterday. Well, that stings. This will make him feel better now. Top side.
Let us check in on Ryan van Velsen, the man who topped the Sunshine Tour, or the Courier Guy Order of Merit last season, to earn himself a DP World Tour card. He birdied the first part, the second. Here's another chance at the third.
Oh, nicely done. 2 under after 3 straight threes to start his day's work, and into 6th place.
Good little grouping that. He's playing with Jaden Shaper. They'll know each other from amateur days. As we once again return to the first tee, Adrian Sadier playing with Hao Tong Lee. David Mugeri doing the announcements.
This is game number 30. On the tee from China, Hao Tong Lee.
Pretty impressive stuff. He was 4 over after 6 holes on day 1, and we thought, well, where's all that form gone from Qatar Masters 2 weeks ago? Well, he showed us. He's given us the answer.
A shortish but fairly strategic opening hole here, Jamie.
Yeah, 440, doesn't play it, just an iron down the hill, about 280 to run out. And with this club, he can get it down there as well, to the ledge.
On the tee from Sweden, Adrian Sadia.
Adrian's looking a little bemused there because he's actually from France. But he's at 8 under par heading into the weekend. There's the smile. Our starter, David McGarry, has corrected himself straight away. Sadia gets underway here in this final round of the magical Kenya Open.
Well, it's just relaxing, isn't it, on that swing? So, very good tee shot. That's going to run out, you see. That's just a bit too far. It just shows how firm the fairways are. And that doesn't look too bad there, but it's a steep downslope. You're playing your second shot off. That's difficult.
Yeah, both of them making the same mistake, really. If you're going to lay up, lay up. They've left themselves awkward ones. Up ahead on the green, Jamie Rutherford had some great form the last couple of weeks. I don't think tapping down the green is going to make any difference. He pulled that.
And we're watching, Jamie. We are watching. That's just the grain.
Yeah.
Talked about on the way round to win. You've got to favour the top side all the time, especially right to lefters. Don't know why, it just grabs it, doesn't it?
Yeah, sure does.
Here's Nacho Alvira at the first of the par fives. Had a share of second place here last year, so clearly very comfortable at Mathega. Makes the birdie, he moves to 7 under. Those starting 7, 8 under par, how much of a chance, if any, do you give them of winning this tournament, or do you think they're playing for places?
Well, it's dependent on them and the leaders, isn't it? I mean, that sounds pretty simplistic, but they're going to have to shoot something very low. They're going to have to shoot a 63 maybe and hope the leaders don't do anything spectacular.
Well, there is the man who holds the lead, Kreisweg. First time he has led through 54 holes on the DP World Tour, so new territory for him.
I think one of these players, him or Parry, it's not easy out there. The wind's going to get up. One of them will break par, which makes it pretty tricky for the guys behind. I can't see them both, you know, shooting a 73, a couple over, par 71 out here. So I think one of them will break par. Nervy though, really nervy. You know, Parry's playing for a lot now. He's suddenly elevated his game, and this man's looking for his first win on the DP World Tour. Multi-winner in South Africa, obviously.
Yeah, very, very competent player. And he'd love to get a DP World Tour win under his belt. You know, of the two, Parry had his indifferent day. You know, you normally have 1 out of the 4. So he'll be thinking, you know, my bad day's behind me. Jacques had his hot day yesterday, so we know it's always hard to go and follow a great day like that with another one, but he is an extremely good player.
So after his par at the first hole, here is Jamie Rutherford at the par 3 second, all the way up the hill.
Yeah, tee up, but it is uphill, 177. Yards. He was telling me he just plays meters around here rather than then he takes a bit off. Okay, under the hole. I always think though, I like to play the yards because it's I can see the distance of the 180 or whatever it is. Then I used to take it back, but quite a lot of the guys do play meters.
Let's catch up with Freddie Schott, the hot man on the course. Here he is at 14.
It's proved to be such a difficult hole this week. Not managing to get any grip out of that rough, but you know what? I think from where he was, finding the putting surface is a decent effort.
That's one of those good holes, isn't it, as we see John Parry all in black. 14, you've got options off the tee, as you have on many of the holes here. You can be more aggressive, you can take driver. But a lot of the players who've done well this week, John Parry, Jacques Kreisweg, talking about playing it slightly more conservatively.
And now that he's come out of the sunshine, he's actually got grey trousers and a navy shirt. All in black has changed.
Thank you, Tony.
Did you think I was going to let you off that easily after all the winding up I've had to put up with this week, Dom?
Back down the first. Adrian Sadia from France here on the first. But look at how far the ball's above his feet here. The pin on the right. Ideally, you want to try and hit it as straight as you can. You don't want any draw. It's going to go away from the pin. What a shot. Yeah, oh, wow, indeed. It's a I remember a good friend of mine, John Hawksworth, he wouldn't go off the first tee at the French Open until they pronounced his name right, which, as you can imagine, for a Frenchman was pretty tricky. He eventually teed off. Not easy this, Tony, is it?
No, not at all. The shot of Sadio's was brilliant. Ball above the feet, and you're on, as you said, a steep downslope. You know it's going to launch lower. It's into the breeze. You're taking the altitude into account. And just a nice smooth one, landed halfway between the fringe and the flag with one club extra. I think that's what he's trying to do. Oh, that's unlucky, really unlucky that it dug in, because that has come out at a very shallow launch angle.
One thing about this man is he will take it on, and when he gets that putter hot, he just holds everything.
Freddie shot. Look at all the little patches, changes of grain, which generally tends to indicate that there won't be very much break, because the grain on this bend generally goes with the slope, and when you see it patchy like that, it normally indicates that it's fairly flat between you and the target, and that was a good effort.
Well, a good chance for us to see this putt up the green from Lemke. Par 3's a difficult here. Mathaga, 5 of them, 2 on the front 9. Quite long in spots as well. This one's just awkward. Looks like he's aiming pretty straight here, Lemke. I think it should turn off the right, really. Oh, it did. Good putt. Even when they miss, if you've hit a good putt, you've got to say to yourself, good putt. Try not to judge yourself on whether the ball just goes in the hole or not. You can't hold them all.
You did.
Well, I had to.
You were dynamite with a putter, Jamie. I remember it well. We played a lot together.
Playing with Freddie, I beg your pardon, playing with his fellow South African Ryan van Velsen. This is Jaden Shaver out of the sand at 4.
Good bunker shot that, Tony.
Wasn't it just? You know, it's strange. His greenside bunker play is, well, it's actually worse than average. You look at his statistics, it's very poor, but he gets those sort of longer ones and he handles them well. I think the very stiff-wristed action works for those longer ones, but greenside, not so much.
I wonder what he's listening to in that ear pod.
Motivation recording.
Bit of AC/DC. I don't think you needed that.
No, he was definitely enough of a headbanger, wasn't he? So, to the first and Hao Tong Lee.
That was quick payback, Dom. Quick payback. I appreciate that. Yeah, I think this course, and I thought at the beginning of the week this course should have suited Hao Tong Lee, and does, because his driving is not good. I mean, he does tend to spray it with a driver. In Qatar, final day, he only hit 5 fairways, but the rough was short. But his iron play that week was exceptional, and he doesn't need driver around this course. He'll be hitting a lot of iron shots off tees, and I don't think it's really a surprise that he's managed to pull himself back into contention so well. Great putter from 5 feet and in. Doesn't miss too much, and, well, he's going to just have to test himself from that range right now. That was poor.
There's the beautiful trophy, the Rhino Trophy, presented to the Magical Kenya Open champion. It's the 56th edition of this wonderful championship, the 6th as a DP World Tour event. Jakob Skov Olesen and Tadeusz Tetak about to get underway.
This is game number 31. On the tee from Denmark, Jakob Skov Olesen.
A couple of guys you might hear a lot more about over the next few years on the DP World Tour, both in their early mid-20s. Skov Olesen, last year's amateur champion, now in the professional ranks. It looks like quite a player. He's got some fairly fancy footwork, and it's a utility club for him.
Well, you know, if you were going to have a go at this hole and try and knock it down over the cut of rough onto the flat part of the fairway, this is the flag to try and do it to. Because if you get it, no, he's just feathered it down there. But you see, I just do not see the point of that. That is so much harder.
On the tee from Slovakia, Tadeusz Titak.
Like Skov Olesen, came through the qualifying school to earn a debut season out here on the DP World Tour. Went to college in the United States. He's lived over there for quite a while now. He looks to have plenty of game based on what we saw yesterday.
That doesn't look much more than a 5 iron, maybe a 6 down the hill. Strong player. Still got to slow down. Should be good though. That's absolutely perfect if you place it there. Oh, steady, steady. Yes.
Well, Jamie, if you're going to lay up, lay up. Yeah. Either lay up there or blast it down over the bottom. And I mean, one of the two.
Okay. Quiz question. How many courses are there in Slovakia?
Oh, you've been doing homework. I'm going to go 6.
I'll go with a dozen.
28. Pathetic. Rather for birdie. Ooh, just about a bit straighter. He saw Lemke's part. A couple of pars, that's okay.
Ryan van Velsen in the greenside bunker at 4.
Yeah.
Well, he's got that for 3 birdies in the first 4 holes and to move to 9 under par.
Left himself a nice putt there too, hasn't he? He can be bold with that one. Beautifully played. Sadia. What an approach off that downslope out of the Kikuyu rough. World class, deserving of a birdie. Oh, a teaser on the first hole.
So missed opportunity for him. Just under half an hour before Kreiswijk and John Parry at the top of the leaderboard get underway. A couple of South Africans in the top 3 with young Dion Hermes Hayes also in the mix at 10 under. You heard about Freddie's shot. Nice little move as well from Joshua Berry, a young Englishman in the early stages of his professional career. Comes onto tour with something of a reputation from the amateur ranks. And we've moved from the Middle East to continue the international swing in East Africa and Kenya. We're in the capital city, Nairobi, about 1,700 meters above sea level. You've got more than 140 game parks, one of them right on the city limits here in Nairobi. So much to see and do. It is a colourful, vibrant part of the world. If you like your wildlife, head out to the Masai Mara, meet up with the Maasai tribe, one of 42 tribes in Kenya, the biggest sixth form, half of the population. You've got the Great Migration as well. Over in the Masai Mara, 2 million animals involved in that annual movement. They go in July, they come back in October. One of the 7 wonders of the modern world, they call it. Oh, we've had a great week. We always do when we come here to Kenya. Lovely people, they really are. And as I say, so much to see and do. And this is one of the top golf courses as well in Muthaiga.
Well, that was a birdie for Schaefer. I think he just pushed that a bit. That's disappointing on a short par 5.
Back to the first, and Tetak, his second. Look at that, just his 5th career appearance on the DP World Tour.
He was trying to just smooth the one in there, took the spin off it, but it's just, I think looked like there was a little lull in the breeze there. The flag was almost hanging limply.
Well, the ball way below his feet here for Skov Olesen. What do you do? What do you do? I think you've got to play left of the pin here. To get it close, he's got to take that front bunker on really between that and that little edge of the rough. Then again, if you want to win, you've got to go straight at it, really.
The wind does some funny things. You see it on the left there by the lake. The trees are blowing, and the flag is dead still. It's quite sheltered at that green, and these guys will have worked that out in their practice sessions. Hard to keep your balance on that steeper slope, and as You said, Jamie, left of the flag, safe and secure.
Yeah, I think it's a good shot. It's a slow putt from there. All week they've struggled to get the ball to the hole from there, but good shot. Second tee for Lee. Can he get it back there? That right-hand pin.
Sit down. Sit down.
He was saying get down. They did. It's funny how he speaks the ball in English, isn't it? Or the Chinese.
Freddie shot. Mistake off the tee. Those guys just hitting an iron, and this is well left of the fairway. Saying that the flag is right half, so it's not a bad angle. That's fine. Uphill chance for birdie.
Well, Sadie may have learned, but you can't see the green, so he couldn't have seen that ball, but he'd have known by the applause it's not that close. So maybe a bit more club. Can't be right to this green, that's for sure. That's why they're all a bit left. That's fine. Good shot, that. From Sadier. Well, there they are. I didn't like hitting short putts before I went to the first tee, Tony. I tried to do all that first, but everyone's different.
Yeah, everyone is different. I liked hitting, I would hit long putts to begin with and then finish off with a couple of shorties, which was great for destroying the confidence when you missed
That's what I'm talking about. If I missed a few shorties before I went out, I was like, oh no. It's one of those days. This stage, I'd just be trying to get a bit of pace, just a few long ones, but... And it's just trying to settle yourself down, isn't it, and get ready for the battle ahead.
Did you used to go and hit a few putts before your practice session on the range?
First thing I did was go to the green.
Yeah, just develop some touch first.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, go straight to the green, then smash them balls. A few chips and off we go, really. But everyone's got their own routine. You've got to stick to it, whatever works. But they'll be feeling it, these two. I can tell you that this is what I miss about pro golf, this time, this feeling. I'm sure you do as well.
Yeah, I mean, that's why we played the game, wasn't it? For the competition. It was our prime joy. We loved the game, but the love of competing. Now, this is going to be a tough one to read the pace here for Tatak, because it does get slippery at the hole. We've seen that, and we know it, and that is beautifully judged. Fine touch.
Tees up on 5, 210 to the hole, right at the back. So it's a really good shot from Schaefer to get here. Putting down the hill. Get there, get there. All right. I'd hold one of those, wouldn't you, in the two holes?
And his putt was ice cold yesterday as well. Horrible feeling when it goes like that.
Well, I'm just thinking, can you get it to the hole up this slope into the green? He's 11 under on the par 5s this week, Scott Allison.
That answers your question, Jamie.
We've seen it all week.
Yeah,
We have the benefit.
all week. Yeah.
There's the view back up the first fairway towards the tee. Next group is Marcel Schneider on the right-hand side of your picture. He'll be first away, and the Italian Gregorio De Leo.
This is game number 32 on the tee from Germany, Marcel Schneider.
He's not yet won on the DP World Tour. He's quite a neat and tidy player, and he's shown some good form over the last couple of tournaments, Bahrain and Qatar. So he's kept that going here.
Well, I think the firmness of this first fairway is catching guys out. The guys that are running over the crest onto the downslope. Course has definitely firmed up in the last day or so. Most of these guys trying to leave it up on the top level, and it bounds down that fairway.
On the tee from Italy, Gregorio Di Leo.
Tournaments like the Magical Kenya Open have been a great opportunity for some players who haven't had too many starts, having got a card through the qualifying school. But this is their opportunity. Players like this man.
Yeah, 66 from him yesterday, put himself in contention, but he took 7 down the last, the par 5. Makes 4 there. Oof. If it's that sort of game, isn't it? If only. Well, that's a big if only.
2 excellent tee shots. Well thought out. Hatong Lee asked it to get down, and it listened off the tee up that tier, and then ran on a touch. Bold effort. He is an aggressive player.
Good pin here at 15 over the water. It's close to the water than it looks actually from the fairway. Birdie putt the shot up the hill. You see how shiny it is going towards him. That means he's into the grain. Yeah, got a bit of a bobble. Bit of misread. It wasn't going in, was it?
Ryan van Velsen is 3 under after 4 holes, but this is for a par. No. You know, from the body language, he was up and out of it quickly. You'd have to think he felt he pulled it, and I think he did slightly.
Well, they're still at it, putting.
.12:50 local time. John Parry and Jacques Kruijswijk get underway. So just under 20 minutes from now. Gradually that putting green has been emptying out. They will be the last 2 there before they head over the road to the first tee. Let's go up to the second and Sadier to get to 9 under.
Good chances. Could have given it a hit, didn't he? He really did give that a hit, and it's gone nasty distance by.
Hatong Lee won't be disappointed to see that, though. He's going to get the perfect read on the second putt. And Jamie, when you practiced, did you, I mean, a lot of guys will putt with 2 or 3 balls. Did you just go with the 1 ball, hit long putts?
Well, I'd go early, I'd have 3 balls, and I'd just, you know, do some short stuff and long stuff and then get out of there, really. Because you've done it, he's up top of the league, he's putting really well. And I don't really want to start missing a few short ones before I go to the first tee, but listen, it's not the end of the world. But he's been on there a long time, and also it's pretty hot out there, you know. Save your energy, nervous energy, it's a long day.
He was putting into a bag yesterday, wasn't he? John Parry's decided to putt to a hole today. We saw the first putt, so this for par for Sadier at the second. This one from just a little longer than this at the first. No problem there, though. He's a quiet man, isn't he? He's become quite a consistent performer on the DP World Tour. Of course, we had all those French winners last season, so they're on a little bit of a wave still. Lee, meanwhile, also for par.
Yeah, good, 2 foot.
Ooh, used all of the hole.
Back to the first, to De Leo.
Yeah, possibly a little bit further back than he'd have liked, but even so. Oh, change of club. Not sure about that. I think it's gone up the club. Being so high above the green and altitude, the ball just floats in this rarefied air here at Mathega. So clubbing is pretty difficult.
Oh, man. Whew, that's done him a favour. That is 5 times easier than if it had stayed on that slope. It always took off right, didn't it? As soon as it launched, it was going right.
Schneider.
Yeah, much better angle for this man. Young German. Be more than a 9-iron. Went hard at that. And a great result. That's how you start. Straight one off the first tee and a super short iron to about 3 feet.
I think he rather enjoyed that, didn't he? And why wouldn't you? Here's Freddie's shot. This at the par 3 16th. It's been a difficult hole this week, hasn't it? In fact, there are 5 par 3s here at Mathega, and they all present a pretty stiff challenge. 4 pars at 16 this week will do you no harm whatsoever. Then you get your chances at the short par 4 17th and the closing par 5.
17 is going to be interesting, isn't it? 324 today with the pin only 3 on the green. It's going to tempt them later, or maybe not.
There is Jacques Kruijswijk, 64 yesterday. Wonderful round of golf to take a 1-shot lead into the final round of the Magical Kenya Open, presented by ABSA, hunting that first DP World Tour victory. And he has given himself a chance. This was at 9. He thought it was in. Went a bit early. But some good stuff.
Look, it was super breezy out there today, but I played a really good game plan around this golf course. I wasn't over-aggressive, as you could see, that last couple. So, I mean, I rolled a couple in, which is great. It's always nice, but I just played super consistent, and my mindset's been really good this whole week, so I'm ready. It was tricky to get it around the golf course, but again, like I said, I wasn't over-aggressive on the tee boxes. I was leaving it a little bit short. If I was going to miss it, I was missing it in the right spots. So, yeah, I played super smart today, and I'm very happy.
He was a little surprised by that one at 15, wasn't he? Thought he'd flown the green. Actually made birdie there, parred the 16th, then this at 17.
Yeah, pin right at the back here for Kruijswijk. And it was a beautiful shot. A lot of players coming up short. I wouldn't say aggressive. I'd say he's been very positive, Kruijswijk.
He said he's got a really good game plan out there this week. This at the last for a closing birdie.
And he said in his interview he's ready. He says, I'm ready. So maybe this is his time.
Well, we have had a South African winner since the Magical Kenya Open became part of the DP World Tour. That was Justin Harding over at Karen Country Club a few years back. They know the grass, don't they? They know this Kikuyu grass, the South Africans. They'll be feeling pretty much at home. So he's heading over to the first tee, and we can head there now to pick up the penultimate group. And our starter, David Mugeri.
This is game number 33. On the tee from France, Benjamin Hubbard.
Well, Benjamin may feel that he has a little point to prove after being docked those 2 penalty shots. The 4th yesterday, we shall see. Didn't really have his A game out there, did he, yesterday, Jamie?
No, he didn't. But you're right. He could have a little chip on his shoulder, couldn't he? A few bees buzzing around his head. I'll show you. But it wasn't his day yesterday. Might be today.
No, he's leaning left, which means it's going right. You don't really want to be down the right-hand side, and you definitely don't want to be up there.
On the tee from the Republic of South Africa, Dion Harmashus.
Well, Dion is just 25 years of age. It's his second season out here on the DP World Tour. He had a card for 2023 for either qualifying school, lost it, went back to the Hotel Planitor, got his card back for this season. And it's been a steady start to the year for Dion.
Settled, son-in-law of James Kingston, past South African Open winner. Now does so well on the Legends Tour. I wonder if he gives his son-in-law some advice on marriage and golf. Who knows?
He's got the same rhythm as James, that's for sure. DeLeo, par out of the bunker. It's a quick one. Just cozy it down there. Don't get too excited on this one. Could get by.
Ryan van Velsen. Long birdie putt. Fresh off a bogey. Oh, yes, please. That's the way to get it back. That ease a lot of pain. That's the... That's the way to do it, and a big smile. That's the ibuprofen putt. Eases the pain.
Back to the first to Marcel Schneider, who makes birdie. He has actually birdied that first hole every day this week. 4 under for the opening par 4. I'll wager he's probably the only player in the field who's done that. And there he is at 9 under alongside Van Velsen and Freddie Schott, who's got a couple of holes to play. Hermes and Hebert underway. So just Kruijswijk and Parry to go now on this final day of the magical Kenya Open, presented by ABSA. Good front nines from Joshua Berry. He's still a teenager, still just 19 years of age. And the Austrian Lukas Nemec.
Well, Jamie Rutherford, 2 terrific shots into the par 5 fourth. This for eagle. Give him that. Take him inside the top 10, that birdie.
Well, let's go to 17. Freddie Schott playing it conservatively, has not taken driver. It'll just be a wedge, though.
Yeah, pretty good. That with that flag there, that flag looks like it's in the water from where he was standing.
Well, this is what Benjamin Hebert has left himself down the opening par 4. Iona Stephen is following the penultimate 2-ball.
Good afternoon, everyone. One final loop. Beautiful Mathega, another cracking day. Hebert having to go up and over the trees, totally out of position. And that has not made it through. That is in all sorts of trouble.
Oh, it's a lousy start, isn't it? I mean, the tee shot to blame, that was way offline with an iron. And he looks a little disgruntled. I don't blame him. Not what you need on the first.
No, that is not what you were looking for to start your Sunday. I think it's going to be a tough day for Hebert on the golf course today. You mentioned yesterday the incident that happened and got a bit of a point to prove. Hopefully he can turn that into a positive. In the meantime, Hermes is in the perfect spot. Middle of the fairway, clear line to this green. He's got 150, although it's playing a lot less than that. More like 129 yards, so just a wedge. Flag in that front right portion, middle right. A little bit of hurt.
Okay, about to Qatar, very modest guy. He said, "Hi Tony, I'm Dion. You probably don't know who I am." Well, I did, because I'm very good friends with your father-in-law. But
Coming off the birdie at the first, Schneider.
Yeah, on 77, pin on the right, straight at it. But like so many others, it's coming up short. 20-odd feet, 25 feet.
Nicholas Lemke, he's got an eagle opportunity at the par 5 fourth. Opened up with 3 straight pars, and okay, that'll be his first birdie.
The thing I remember about James Kingston is that hole-in-one when he hit it in the trees.
Yes,
he came out and he won a car.
Houghton.
He's always been lucky, that man. Lucky golfer.
I think it was like a woodpecker up in the eucalypti. 30 yards right of the green into the hole, win a car. DeLeo. That's lovely. This has been such a hard hole to pull the right club for the players this week. Strange little swirly breezes going uphill, tight green.
Well, there's John Parry. Started so well this week, didn't he? Led through 36 holes, hadn't dropped a shot. Didn't quite go his way yesterday, but still very much in the mix. I remember he won in Mauritius just before Christmas. His first win on the DP World Tour for 14 years. He won 3 times on the Hotel Planet Tour as well last year. So he's brimming with confidence, but as I say, it didn't quite work out for him yesterday at times.
When I look back when I had a lot of wedges, it was like I was just over the back or just, you know, like maybe I went a bit too aggressive and not give myself more like 15, 20 footers. But when you know there's not many birdie chances, you sort of, when you get a wedge, you want to try and get one in close. And then I didn't really hold anything either, so. But I'm pretty happy the way I played. Even just hitting wedges, like just a simple wedge, like sometimes it goes through the wind, into wind, and then it, even downwind, it gets knocked out the sky and goes nowhere. So there's a little bit of guesswork, but hopefully I can do a bit better tomorrow.
He sounded very calm, didn't he, despite the fact it didn't quite go his way yesterday.
Had his share of lookouts, didn't he? Man, it was a frustrating day, but you know what, some days they do that and some days they find a way to the bottom of the hole.
Yeah, but it was blowing yesterday. It wasn't easy in the afternoon. Firm, blowing, pins tucked. He realises not to be too hard on himself.
Right, back up this hole to Hébert, his fourth, I beg your pardon.
That's right, had to chip out of the trees. And now he's scrambling for bogey. It's not looking in good fettle, I'm afraid, today.
No, and didn't yesterday either. And that's that slow putt he's got there. He looks like the wind is going out of his sails going up the first hole. That's not a great sign.
We saw the wedge from Freddie shot into 17. He's left himself about 15, 20 feet or so. This to move to 10 under.
He knew, didn't he? He knew he hadn't hit it.
He's just limping in a bit now, isn't he? 6 pars in a row when you're on fire. 6 under par. Let's hope he can do something spectacular on the last.
Schneider, like so many before him, coming up short with his approach into the par 3 second. Quite a slow putt. Oh, nice try.
So, for the final time today, back to the first tee, where our final pairing of John Parry and Jacques Kruijswijk are about to get going. So let us hand you down once again to our starter, David Mugere.
This is game number 34. On the tee from England, John Parry.
I'd say in some ways he's probably the favourite, despite the fact that he's 1 shot behind after all his winning experience over the last year or so.
Yeah, I'd say so, yeah. He's got his 4-iron. It's like a power-packed 4-iron. There's a lot of club, it feels to me, because it was into the breeze yesterday. Hit the same club yesterday. Maybe take something off it.
On the tee from the Republic of South Africa, Jacques Kruijswijk.
Said he's had a really good mindset this week. He'd be a very popular winner. He's a smiley, happy-go-lucky sort of a man. And he takes a one-shot lead, as I say, for the first time in his career on the DP World Tour into this final round. He's won plenty on other tours.
Yeah, he's played 138 tournaments on the DP World Tour. He's never had a top 3. He's had 13 top 10s, got his first full card on the DP World Tour in 2018. But yes, Tom, he's done well on a lot of other tours. He's competent and he knows he's got the ability. He's just got to prove it to himself now. And that's the ideal tee shot.
I've got the game plan, he says. I'm ready if it is going to be a breakthrough victory. Up to the green, Hermes Hayes for an opening birdie.
Nicely done. We know that's a difficult putt to gauge.
Well, he's within 3 now, Hermes Hayes. Here's De Leo.
Bogey at the first. Can he get it straight back? Straight putt up the hill.
Oh,
A little bit from the left. Yeah, well done. A couple of birdie chances coming up for him now. 3 and 4.
Well, this is already a big putt, isn't it, for Benjamin Hebert, this for bogey at the first.
Very well done, because his brain is scrambled eggs at the moment. That'll help.
He needs to find a way, doesn't he, to settle himself down and to find something to sort of grab hold of, a motivation to get back in this contest. There is for you, all underway. Day 4 of the magical Kenya Open. Another birdie you may have noticed for Joshua Berry, the young Englishman, the teenager. That at the par 5 10th, so he's moved it to 9 under par. Great final round for him. Here's Hermes Hayes coming off that birdie at the opening hole.
Playing the shortest it has all week, the second. Tricky little par 3 with a very small landing area, narrow green from 177. 8 iron.
It's straight, right at it. Tony Johnson's got his eyes on those tee markers, the leopards.
If there's anyone listening, if you love me, please can I have one? I won't steal one, but I will ask.
What are you after, Tony?
One of those leopard tee markers. Oh,
I see, I see.
my
See if I
owner.
can snaffle one in my backpack.
Oh, these and the tee markers, the leopards at Leopard Creek. I think they're the best tee markers on the planet.
And then, of course, the trophy's pretty good looking as well, Tony. Maybe you should get out here, late entry.
Against these youngsters? No, I'd rather go and have my molars pulled for 4 days.
Some good names on that trophy. Our very own Ken Brown, he's got his name on there. The Frenchman, Hebert, next on the tee. 8 iron.
Yeah, he's got to just settle, take some deep breaths, and he doesn't like that either. I mean, what? You know, the first 2 days, who can find the answer to this game? First 2 days, he was just magnificent, and then it's all left him.
Well, there is the ball of it. Shark Craisfake in good position down the first. John Morgan's out with his final pairing.
Yeah, thank you, Dom. Just easing the tension after a beautiful tee shot, find the middle of it. Playing 141 yards down the hill. Breeze those straight back into them.
Excellent. Great start for Craisake. He's had all pars this week on the first hole. Maybe. First birdie of the week on the first.
He's been around a long time, Jamie. I don't think we'll see too many thinking errors from Jacques. He's a good thinker. He's got a lot of experience, and that counts on a golf course like this, where you've got to have your thinking cap on, Morgie.
Yeah, you definitely do. A few good swings under your belt straight off the get-go. It's just going to settle the nerves nicely, get into the round nicely. But, yeah, beautiful shot there. Now, just an inch through the fairway. Beautiful lie for John Parry. This is 141, plays 125, playing a little bit down the hill with a breeze just counteracting that slope that's down towards this flag. That's tucked on the right.
Anything you can do, super stuff. Take that.
Really is a beauty, and he's got that little uphill putt into the grain. He can be positive with that.
Well, remember, if John Parry wins today, he is the Race to Dubai leader. He will move past Tyrrell Hatton. He's already topped the opening swing rankings as Parry after the victory in Mauritius. And he's on course again. Potentially a long way to go. The international swing is the second of the 5 global swings that form the first part of the DP World Tour schedule. We then move into the back 9. What an adventure that was last year. Some great tournaments. Then into the... Tyrrell Hatton, as I mentioned, leading at the moment after that Rolex Series victory in Dubai. John Parry, well, he's lying second at the moment, projected to rise to second from 4th place if he stays there. Kruijswijk with a victory would climb inside the top 10 from 79th. There we go, Benjamin Hebert over the back of the second Iona.
Yeah, this is nasty. This is such a difficult shot with a firm surface to land the ball on. The only option here is to land it in the fringe. The wind's going to hurry it on its way. It's gone low.
It's been his nemesis, I'm afraid, the chipping for his career, really. Benjamin Hebert.
Good drive for Marcel Schneider down the shortish par 4 third hole. So just a flick in here for the German.
That would definitely paid off, didn't it? Being aggressive off the tee. Some guys lay back with an iron. That's a fine approach.
Now, after 2 cracking approach shots, we shall go to the first green because chances for both Parry and for Kruijswijk here, John.
Yeah, Kruijswijk, can he draw first blood with a birdie here at the first and just put the heat on Parry and say, I ain't going anywhere. You're going to have to come and make a boatload to catch me. This one a little off the left. The crowd's just looking down onto this beautiful green over the lake. Stunning final day of the office we got in store for ourselves.
God, that broke a lot, didn't it, that one?
Second green. Oh. Dion Helmers Hayes online and short. Greens have been exactly the same pace all week. 10 feet 3 on the stimp meter. They do get quicker in the afternoon, there's no doubt about that. They get a bit shinier, glassier. And we've got a nice crowd out there today. Last couple of groups have all got a lot of people watching.
Oh, lovely smiley fans looking down, seeing how it's done. Beautiful shot from John Parry below the hole, straight up the hill, maybe right half firm.
Goes that way. We've seen that. You think it's going to go the other way, it doesn't there. Bogeyed it yesterday, Parry, so memories aren't good on this green. Wow, I'd have thought one of them would hold it.
Yeah, you look at the wear on the hole. As we look at it, the hole is worn on the far side, so the grain is going towards the right
First thing
fringe.
you look for, isn't it?
100%. First thing you look at is the wear on the hole. That'll tell you the grain, and the grain on bent will tell you where the slope's going.
So, Kruijswijk. And it's as you were. 2 good chances spurned there by our leaders. Up to 7, the par 5, and this is Van Velsen.
Yeah, he's had 4 birdies already. And he played 6 holes. Give him a chance. Oh, he just blasted that through what little break there was.
Sadia. Nice approach into the par 5 fourth. This for the eagle to get to double figures under par, just about. Positive try.
See how Tongley there sadly made a double bogey at the third hole, so he's back to 5 under and drifting out of it. A bear once again putting for par, this time at the second. Actually, it was a bogey buddy hold at the first, wasn't it? And I'm afraid his day and his week are in great danger of unravelling here.
Yeah, that 2-shot penalty might have just knocked the stuffing out of him, I'm afraid.
Skobolison. Nice tee shot on 4. He's managed to feed it around the corner a bit. It's a very sharp dogleg. Just the iron left and a groan. Why? Which side have you missed it? What was the groan about? What was the... I don't know. Maybe it was somebody in the gallery. Maybe it wasn't him. That is a fantastic shot.
That's for an eagle 3 to 18, and Freddie shot. This is a birdie putt for the German to close out his day. 6 under par at the moment today. Make that 7. Well, that is an excellent day for Freddie. Bogey free as well. Well, 10 under par, he gets in. That's alone in 4th place at the moment. Back to the second and parry.
Pin over on that back right-hand side, just trying to cover that step in the green.
Well, best we've seen since we've been on air. That was a really positive iron shot from Parry. 2 in a row, actually. Good signs for him.
Yeah, in the second round, he never left the flag alone, did he? Maybe that's the appetite he's got in his head for this final round.
Yeah,
He's going to put some pressure on this man, Jack Crazy.
Any breeze out there, John?
It's minimal compared to yesterday. It's a little off the right-hand side, so Jack will try and hold one up there. A little fade, so it lands nice and softly on this green. This plays 8 up the hill, so it's playing about 185 total. Got to cover about 183 to cover that little step in the green.
Nearly, just needed another couple of yards on that. It'd been high, really. Still 3 good shots to start his round, Crazy.
Well, after that brilliant approach shot, Skobolison for eagle at 4. This to climb alongside Freddie shot at 10 under.
Superb. I wonder if maybe he got the second shot a fraction skinny and thought, oh no. And then it scuttled all the way up there. Anyway, we don't care. It's a fine eagle.
It really is, and there he is, alongside shot in a share of 4th place. Joshua Berry, the teenager, still going nicely. Craisfake and Parry will both have birdie putts up ahead at 2. DeLeo getting things back on track with that birdie at the second. A big move at the moment for Zhihao Jin, who had an outstanding season on his home tour in China last year. He won 5 times. He had a host of other top 5 finishes. He romped home to the Order of Merit title, and that's one of those pathways off the Professional Golf Tour of China to the DP World Tour, and then of course potentially to the PGA Tour in the United States as well. Eddie Pepperell lost his card last year, so he has a limited number of starts out there, relying on sponsors' invites and the odd tournament he will get into. Not a good day for Marco Penge, back on the DP World Tour after a little break. So it was a great day on the Kenyan sporting calendar, the final round of the Magical Kenya Open, and they're out in force today. We had, what, 18 Kenyans in the field at the start of the week. Sadly, we didn't have a Kenyan make it through to the weekend. We had a lot of excitement with young 15-year-old Shashtak Harish, who put on quite the display. Just missed out on weekend action. Here's Sadier at the 5th.
Yeah, you can't blame him. It's very, very fast down there.
Looking down over the second green, John Parry's got about a 6-footer for birdie. Jacques Kreisweg, I should say, I think hit it into the little tier, directly into the tier on this green, John.
Yeah, just floated back a little bit, so he's got a slope up the tier. It should just, because he's coming from the left side of the green, pin back right, it's just going to move a little bit from left to right coming up that tier, but then it will level out, probably come back the other way from right to left. But got to say, I'm just looking at the crowds coming over the bridge there, beautiful scenes, all coming up the hill, get a good bird's eye view down onto this green, and really starting to feel the breeze. It just got up in the last like 2 minutes since I last spoke to you. Going up and down like a yo-yo at the moment, so it's going to catch some of the players out today. No, nice and firm for Jacques. Needs one, get up by the hole, give yourself loads of confidence.
Yeah, these guys are both good strikers, good iron players. We should see a lot of fine approach shots. This is slow. You'd never complain about that from where he was.
Steady start, it's fine. It's just going to go all the way, I think, with these two. Just don't give anything away at this stage, and he hasn't.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the ding-dong battle here. As we see John Parry now, maybe just over the 6-foot mark here. This one I just feel wants to come off his left, bit of grain going away from him as well, down the hill as well, making this one that little bit faster. It just feels like it wants to come off the left, but it's not an easy one to read, I've got to be honest.
Well, he's gone up and down it, straddling it always. Hope he's looked at the hole where that grain is. I'm going to say just inside left. Went the other way.
Well, that fooled me.
Wow, they are tough, Jamie. This, I mean, you know, we had a look at the greens this morning. We could see grain. They are just difficult. I think he's hit that exactly where he wanted to. You know, that's all you can do.
Two good early chances, but no birdies yet for John Parry. Let's head up to the third.
Hard when I say it's down the right-hand side and a bit of a nasty lie. Ball sitting down from 144. Needs to take it up and over the trees with a wedge.
Yeah, I think he was expecting that to fly a bit, and he just never went on him out the rough. He's got a lovely, relaxed rhythm about him, Mercedes.
Up another hole to the par 5 fourth, where De Leo has got it round the corner as well.
Hitting the high power fade to try and get it in at that right flag. And that was glorious. I mean, he has played that exactly how he wanted.
There's Benjamin Hebert, who has started a bogey today.
It's been a bit bumpy, Dom, but this is his first look at birdie today so far, albeit from long range. And as John was saying, they're so subtle, these greens, tricky to read. This one is slow, back up the slope.
Just needs something, doesn't he? Just a good break or hole along putt, or just to try and...
I don't really like the look of his body language at the moment, Tony.
No,
He already looks
first hole.
slightly defeated, doesn't he? Which is a shame.
It is a shame.
Tough pill to swallow, that penalty. Here's Schneider at 4.
He'd love to hit the same shot that De Leo did. He's actually drawing it away from the flag. Fade is the perfect shot and not ideal. I love that shot of De Lea's, the high, soft floating fade, and he was set up for it and produced it. Great shot.
Back to 3, Hermes-Hayes this time.
A little bit closer for Hermes-Hayes. I saw a little bit of left to right in this one. Also quite slow.
Yes, you would like it to be a little closer, but from that range, not a bad effort.
Here's Jakob Skov Olesen at the par 3 5th hole. Sensible shot right to the heart of the green.
Tell you what, once he's made up his mind what he's going to do with the putt, he doesn't mess about, does he? He steps in, just takes the one look and pulls the trigger.
Well, we mentioned Joshua Berry and his great move out there today. Here he is at 12. He's got another chance, as I say, just still a teenager. Played a bit on the DP World Tour last season. He is not yet made a top 10.
What a 2-ball that is. Him and Nicholas. Lucas Nemec. 10 birdies in the group and no bogeys.
Yeah, that's impressive play, isn't it? The wind is down, as John was saying, just a little bit out there today, because we've seen really brutal conditions the last 2 afternoons, certainly here at Mathaga. Freddie shot already in at 10 under par after that round of 64 and a birdie at the last. We are 5 tournaments into the international swing, which started in Dubai with a Hero Dubai Desert Classic, won by Tyrrell Hatton, a Rolex Series victory for him, another one. Then on to Ras Al Khaimah, where Del Rey prevailed, to Bahrain, and it was Laurie Cantor. In Qatar, Hao Tong Lee with that emotional victory. Darius Van Driel sadly missed the cut, defending the title this week in Kenya. And from here we head to Durban for the South African Open, and then to Houghton for the Joburg Open. Those tournaments will round off the international swing, both won last year by Dean Burmester. It's a $200,000 bonus to whoever tops the rankings at the end of the Joburg Open. It's also entry into all the back 9 tournaments on the schedule. And in addition, if not already qualified, you'll get into the Genesis Scottish Open, the second of the Rolex Series events this year, that in July. Well, Marcel Schneider in the greenside bunker in 2 at the par 5 4th hole. This beautiful red sand.
Yeah, it's characteristic of the course, isn't it? And it's quite a gritty sand, got from one of the local rivers, the Tana River.
Yeah, we've seen very little spin, have we, from bunkers this week?
Yeah, very little. I think that's the right way to play these. Take more sand and just play it to run out. You know, if you get it very tight to the ball, you get one pebble between club and ball, you can get some strange results, and that was a great shot.
This is Chin under the trees at 7, the par 5. And this looks excellent. How about that? As I say, look out for him this year. Shi Hao Chin, an outstanding year in China with those 5 wins last season to earn a DP World Tour card.
There's a woman standing like...
That's the ball of Jacques Kreisweg.
Okay. Happy with this club?
Yeah.
This is good, huh?
Yep.
Okay. It's not a big one, it's just a smooth one.
Just a smooth one.
Happy?
Yep.
There you go, don't hit a big one, and don't want to do that with a pin back left, just over the back. It's not where you want to be. A little bit shy, this flag would be handy. 120, I should say, playing about 108, back into the breeze. Very positive with these yesterday, we're flying them all the way. There'll be a bit of error caution in this.
Ask for it to get down and go. He knew. Got a bit of a flyer out of there. Can't control distance or spin.
Big old drive from John Parry down there. See his ball, sort of mid right-hand side of your picture. We'll come back there in a moment. First of all to the 4th tee. And Hermes Hesiona.
Par 5. Got to keep it down the left-hand side. Trying to get it to that dog leg. No wind to speak of right now. A lot calmer than yesterday.
Gonna run just through. Okay, the lie's fine. To a right-hand flag, no problem.
So back to 3, and as I mentioned, a big drive down here from John Parry. What's his left? He's left himself here, John Morgan.
Ooh, just a little, just under 50 yards. That's all he's got. He's taking a nice little stroll up, halfway up the green, getting a good old feel and visualization for what's ahead. He's a driver here every day. He's just taking it on. Just a nice little feel shot. He's played these brilliant this week. One hop stop.
Clever. Didn't want to flirt with that fringe, which was sort of intervening between him and the flag. He's birdied it once this week, so he's stuck with a game plan.
Here we go, Tony. We saw De Leo's approach. He's out the wedge here. Belly wedge, perhaps, or not?
No, I think he's just going to nudge it just on the green, let it run down, let gravity take its effect. Could have putted that, but, you know, to me that indicates that the man has faith in his chipping. A lot of guys would have opted to go with a putter or a little hybrid.
This is the 6th hole, and that is Adrian Sadier. It's been a strong hole all week.
Yeah, 3rd hardest hole of the week. And they've got that sneaky front flag again, downwind.
From the centre here, this surely a birdie for Marcel Schneider. Yeah, so he climbs alongside Freddie Schott and Joshua Berry in a share of 4th place. Good early scoring. It is an indication of what you can do at Mathego as we watch Kreiswijk from over the back of 3.
Yeah, I thought he had gone long left. It's actually come out sort of slightly short and left, and really he just couldn't get too cute with that. He's done the right thing. So easy with that open club face to slide straight under it, leave it short of the green, and suddenly you're looking at 6.
Well, John Parry has had good chances at 1 and 2. He's got another one here, and he could add to the balls for birdies. A tally, it's a ball for a birdie, 2 for an eagle, 100 balls for an albatross. Our title sponsors, DP World, are pledging to donate golf balls to grassroots projects around the world. A great initiative. Raised a lot of balls last year, and we are on course to raise a shed load more this year.
He's done his prep. I don't see a lot of borrow in this. You might have seen a few more putts ahead of me, but I'm not seeing a great deal of movement in this putt. Beautiful, clever little move. Keep it short of the flag, a little bit to the right. Like Tony said, you want to bring that fringe down the left into play with that chip.
That's a couple of chances that have slid by.
Up to 13, this very picturesque par 3. You play over the water. This is Joshua Berry, who's rather pushed his tee shot.
Chase on, chase on, chase on. Good work.
He hasn't dropped a shot yet today, has Joshua. 6 birdies on the card. John Parry has tapped in. 3 birdie chances, 3 pars made for the Englishman, but Kreiswijk has this for par and to stay out in front.
These are the ones that you want, Dom. We know how important these putts are to save pars. They weigh heavy if you start missing them, that's for sure. So just inside right, I got this to save his par.
Yeah, it's That's nicely done, isn't it? He bogeyed the third hole on days 1 and 2. Did not want to give one away there, and you could see the fist bump. He is ready for this.
Coming off the birdie at 4, Marcel Schneider, 210 yards this par 3 fifth hole today.
Yeah, they pushed the tee up here on the 5th. Still can't get all the way back there. It's right in the back corner of the green. Beautiful par 3. Hear the birds chirping in the trees.
Up 1 to Scott Ollison at the 6th. He's had problems on this hole. He's driven it into the trees a couple of times already this week. Maybe a slightly more cautious approach today.
Yeah, he's laid it up short of that bunker, which really is the sensible play. And just to prove our point, an absolute bullet. What a shot that is. Off the slide upslope. Just in the semi. Yeah, I think 2 visits to the depths of the jungle have been enough for him.
Yeah, see what happens when you don't hit driver on the 6th. You do that, nearly make a 2.
I know where he'll be hitting off that tee next year when he comes back. It won't be driver.
Back at 5, DeLeo this time.
Nice action, isn't it? Love his setup at address, his posture, good rhythm. And another one straight at the flag with just a little long. Let's see if he chips that. He proved to us on the last hole, I think, that he trusts his chipping.
He first came to our attention last year at the Italian Open. Top 10 there in his National Open Championship. Marcel Schneider, Marcel Siem, who won that tournament, was telling us earlier this week he thinks there are some similarities between that tight tree line track and here at Mathaga.
Must be going with 3-wood here and try and cut it into that right to left breeze. Just get it past. About 275 yards off this tee is ideal.
Yeah, he has got the 3-wood. He's only birdied it once this week. We've seen him hit driver a couple of times and get it a bit too tight down the right. Change of plan today, and that's perfect.
Yeah, you're just aiming at that little minute bunker through the fairway. That's your perfect line off the tee, and you don't want to be too greedy. Trees are quite dense in there on the right-hand side. It can be really awkward. And imagine Jacques probably going a little bit less. Hits the ball a little bit further than John.
3-wood, Morgie.
Is it? Right, he's probably gripping down a little bit. Take a bit off it.
He does have a driving iron in the bag as well. Crazy. 16-degreer. Needs to cut, doesn't it? I think it's a bit further left. There it is. There it is. Perfect.
He's quite a sort of busy, excitable sort of player, isn't he, Jacques Kreiswijk, in complete contrast to John Parry, who seems to have ice running through his veins. Sometimes that's deceptive. They are, as they started the day, at 14 and 13 under par respectively. Others are beginning to close. Dion Homersace up ahead on this par 5, just short of the green owner.
Yeah, a couple of lovely shots into the green here on 4. Both players with an outside look at eagle. Herman Hayes didn't quite make the green, so his is a little bit trickier, opting with a flat stick, which is pretty smart. It's quite tightly mown in the first 3 or 4 feet in front of him. It is going to break from left to right. Needs to give it a bit of welly.
Very good. That's all he needed. Birdie. His second one in 4 holes, and we'll get him to 12 under.
And what's that bird noise we hear? You told me this morning.
I think that's a yellow-fronted tinkerbird.
There you go. You still don't know what it is. Schneider for birdie on the 5th. It's like going around with a park range on a buggy looking at this golf course with Tony. It's been an absolute delight, so thank you for that, Tony. I've learned a lot.
It's been a joy. You like your bird watching too, Jamie.
Yeah, well, I'm just an enthusiast.
It's, yeah, but we have some fun.
Talking of birdies, this is a rare one on the 6th. He's going to have a good season, this man. He just looks a player. Looks a player.
Impressed, didn't he, at the Danish Championship back end of last year. Got his card for the qualifying school. If you are not involved yet, do get involved in Fantasy DP World Tour. The QR code down there, bottom left. Jamie Rutherford, the wild card's worked out nicely. The form horse Martin Kuvra, the favourite, a former champion in Campillo.
Look at the beak on that. It's a hardy die. Even I know that.
Yes, hardy die. But you know what it makes me think of? Dominic Hollier, when he's looking through research on a Wednesday, picking through all those websites.
Or the biscuit barrel.
Yeah, look at it, look. Oh, that'll do, I'll have a bit of that.
I was just thinking, I'm not going to have a few seeds in the hand and ask him to peck those up. That could be painful. Hermes Ace for birdie now at 4. He moves to 12 under, so he's within a couple of the lead. Remember, he's not yet won on the DP World Tour.
Oh, just a feature of this golf course is the non-indigenous but highly colourful trees. That's the cotton tree, genus Bombax. And look at the trunk. That's to deter monkeys from going up and eating the beautiful 4-inch across flowers, getting the nectar, and the pods actually burst open and it looks like cotton wool in there. That's where they get the name cotton tree.
Sorry, did you say that's a native or not?
No.
Kenya?
No.
That's one of the brought-in ones.
Yeah, they've got a few versions around the world. I think that one is from Asia. But isn't it stunning? And the sunbirds love it. Jamie and I have watched a couple of little sunbirds in there going for the nectar.
Have you two managed to do any work this week?
No, we've left it to you.
Safari,
we've left it to you, Dom.
It's been distracting. I must be honest.
Right, back to the serious action. Two good tee shots here from our leaders at the 4th. They've got it to the corner.
Well, it's that driving iron, I think, is it? And his hand here, Jimmy,
Yep.
you were mentioning. 16 degrees, right back into the breeze, off the left. 282 to go. Pin front right. Come on, Jack.
Right down the grip as well. So it's not. He's trying to hit a cutter. Don't think it's coming. No, it's not. Just a bit too far for the 4-iron, that.
Yeah, that was right on his limit. If he went for the 4 and went hard, it'd have blown too high, taken much of the wind, come up shy. So just making sure he covered that front now. Looks like he's got the 5-wood out here for John Parry. Not much to go wrong, just 2 yards closer than Jack was.
Oh, it looks like Daniel darts straight at it.
Looks good, Tony.
Wow. And got it to come down so softly.
You've got to say, over these opening 4 holes so far, he has played some really, really solid golf.
DeLeo just gone through the green. So keep your weight forward, ball slightly back, up, down, and hopefully in.
He's got a little something about him, hasn't he, DeLeo?